So, one thing that I am not here to do is hustle and grind harder. I'm here to remove everything that never needed to exist within my work process. I operate from very simple conviction. When thinking is built correctly, life, business, entrepreneurship, they stop fighting back. Less resistance. I don't chase tactics. I don't worship tools and workflows. I don't confuse motion with progress. See, my work, both my inner work in developing love, happiness, peace, bliss, joy, prosperity, fulfillment, whatever you want to call it, it begins with my inner structure and then that develops into external structure and the external reality begins to validate my internal state. I start with reality and not desire. Before I decide what I want, I learn what is, what causes what breaks under pressure, what compounds quietly over time. Reality first, then get aligned with that reality, and lastly, I take action. I design thinking before I design plans. A plan that is built on already confused thinking is going to collapse, inevitably, beautifully. So, I architect a sense of information hierarchy, developing what truly matters, causality of what is truly driving these results, a sense of time as the single most valuable asset that I have. How my decisions and actions and desires and motivations today is going to shape the compounding value of my time 10 years from now. When I was at my lowest mentally, I was having such turbulent days. I'd have a good day, I would have a bad day, and I realized that that sense of up and down so frequently was too much for me. So I said, I'm not going to focus on having a good day or a bad day, and I was just going to have a good decade. And from that, I decided where my time was going to be most valuable to build compounding interest on my energy and my desires today. And architecting a sense of constraints that must never be violated. And once your thinking is right, plans become obvious. Now, those constraints, right, I add value by removing contradictions. A lot of people are looking for the hack, the way to use tips and tricks and tools in order to add more value to what they have going on. When the top 1% of people are going to subtract the negatives and gain a whole lot more. So by removing my misaligned goals, my broken incentives, my scattered priorities, and emotional panic that's masquerading as urgency, what remains is my sense of internal coherence, peace, love, happiness, momentum, and momentum that produces results. And because the basis of everything I do is from my sense of internal coherence, I use artificial intelligence as a way to amplify that and never a substitute for that. I don't ask AI to think for me. I use it to challenge my preconceived assumptions, simulate consequences, clarify patterns, and compress insight. AI is my cognitive gym, and it is never my crutch. It's never a substitution for critical thinking and business building. And through that, I work closest to where truth becomes measurable. when I build or refine my strategy, my messaging, my systems, my decisions, I do it to where outcomes can be seen and they can be tested. I don't live in theory, I live where feedback occurs. So by playing long cycles in those 3, 5, 10 to 20-year arcs, building in compounding skills, building my reputation slowly but surely. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Systems outlast moods, and when I understand that my success is inevitable, don't be surprised when you get there. I remember Kobe Bryant saying, when you tell yourself, come hell or high water, this is who I'm going to be, don't be surprised when that's who you become. I build relationships and not transactions. I choose alignment over access. I would rather be deeply trusted by a few people that can generate the most value from working with me than be loudly tolerated by a great many people. And that sense of trust is going to compound well faster than quick tips and tactics and just being in front of everyone rather than just being someone who builds deep, trusting relationships with the people who resonate the deepest with me. I invest in my sense of identity and not a surface level image. My self image is my engine. As someone whose clarity is improving the world that I touch, from that sense of identity flow calm, patience, precision, integrity, and building results. I let my value reveal itself. I don't force it. I don't manipulate. I show how I think, how I structure, how I diagnose, how I reduce chaos within my system. And the right people are going to recognize themselves within that mirror, and those are the only people that I ever want to work with. My work is really simple. I make reality clearer, make choices cleaner, I make progress inevitable. Everything else is just static, it's noise. So I'm not trying to convince anyone, I'm simply living inside a way of thinking that removes confusion, honors reality, and lets results unfold. So if you recognize yourself in this, you already understand the value. And if you don't, nothing I say would convince you anyway. And I hope that you are as coherent within yourself to know that you don't need to work with me. And if you would like to develop a relationship further, I have my links in the description. So hope to hear from you soon. Wish you love, happiness, peace, bliss, joy, prosperity, and fulfillment. Take care.